then go ahead with all that.
Do you take back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out until you do your facts. Until you really do the facts of the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? We not following y'all rules.
So let's fact check what Kanye said and what he meant. Now, there has been for many and many years, I go back to Red Fox, Sanford and Son, where he did an episode on who we truly are. I hate to tell some of y'all this because I know y'all are so in love with being African American. I cannot stand that word because until we understand and realize who we truly are, how can we expect for other people, other races, other nations to respect us? If we're going around and we're identifying with anything that's being thrown at us. Yes, we lived in Africa for a long period of time, but that's not our origin.
I think you're a little confused.
Wrong! I'm not the one who's confused. You don't even know who you are.
Let's do a fact check right quick. Now, I know some of y'all like Egyptology and you like calling and praying to the ancestors, and you love doing all of this dressing up in the cloths and stuff like that, but you're not African American. You're not African.
Who told you that?
Let me show you something. This right here. This is the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Now, pastors, the philosophers have told us that we are Gentile. They say we come from the seed of Ham. It's important to know history. Now, growing up, history was kind of boring to me because I didn't feel like I could relate to what was being taught in school. But understanding and finding out who I am, who we are, why we're in a certain condition that we're in, it's been an eye-opener. And once we find out who we are and we start moving in that direction, actually doing what we're supposed to, then our lives will change dramatically. But let's go into facts. So again, we got the Bible Dictionary. We were told that we came from either Ethiopia or the Canaanites or whatever, okay? But this is the Bible Dictionary, okay? I'm sure some of y'all have seen this before. And what we're going to do is we're going to go by the person who they say our father is. And that is Ham, okay? And it says, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, which means the father, okay? He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Oop, let's do that again. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Okay? That's how we know. And that's why it cannot be debated who we are. We are not Gentile. We are not African. These are the major African families that make up the continent of Africa. And it clearly states and can be proven in other references that we are not African. Okay? Now, we all know that the United States is doing this thing with Israel and Ukraine and all this stuff. Well, Ukraine President Putin, he like, listen, y'all keep meddling over here on our side. You won't leave us alone. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create friction inside of your nation. And I'm going to tell Black Americans who they really are. Just like, I hate to say the word, Hitler did back in his day as well. He said, I'm going to tell and show black people who they really are. Take a look at this.
Icons dating back to the 14th century brought together from private collections across Russia.
It's very beautiful. It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so grey outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks 100 years since religious icons started to be recognized as works of art. Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
When we learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty, to such an extent that it shocked André Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time. He said, it's here that artists should come to learn to paint, not to Italy.
But today, only a small number of these masterpieces remain. Most were destroyed during the Soviet era.
These icons are the survivors. If museums hadn't saved them, they wouldn't exist today. There are 50,000 icons in Russian museums. Before, there were millions.
But now the future of this part of Russian heritage is up for debate. Are the icons best held by museums, or should they be returned to the country's churches?
You can hear me clearly, Rabbi. Let us have your name once more.
My name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer.
Okay. Well, is it okay if we just call you Yehuda?
Yeah, that's fine.
Today?
Yeah, that's fine. No problem at all. I'll go on even further to say this, that the slave trade is actually connected to Deuteronomy 28, because the majority of the slaves that were brought to the Caribbean islands and brought to the Americas were Hebrew people, were people of Hebrew and Hebraic Israelite descent, if you will. And so if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, it matches perfectly what happened to the Hebrew slaves, the black Hebrew slaves, during the slave trade. It just matches it perfectly.
Back up now. I think we just rung a bell here. Hold up now.
Okay.
Hold up. Hold the presses.
Okay.
Hold up. I hope everyone is listening to this. This is you about to rock some boats now. Ben Yehuda there. Hold up now. Listen to what he's saying here. So you were saying that there's a great chance, or more so, that the black people that links directly to the slave trade are from the lost tribes of Israel. Is that what you're saying here, sir?
Yes, I am. Now, granted, I will qualify that I don't. Wait a second. I don't believe that every single black person is Hebraic or Jewish, but I'm saying that the majority of the slaves involved in the slave trade were Hebrews.
These people knew exactly who they were buying and selling, both the Africans and the Europeans.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Some of y'all still like living in a lie. I have one more snippet to show you. I have tons and tons and tons and tons of information, but I got one more snippet to show you, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it a day, because I don't believe in holding somebody for so long, and people attention span, it's not that long anymore. So look at this video and let me know what you think.
The entire Bible is about black people. Not only was Jesus black, but every character in the Bible seems to be black too. Yeah, Zephaniah and Jeremiah and Jebediah, those all aren't white people names, okay? And Jesus wasn't some tan, partially melanated Middle Eastern person either. I'm talking straight up black dude, okay? Even in the book of Revelation, when you get the vision of Daniel, he's describing someone with feet like burnt brass and white woolly hair, and we've got the deep running water voice with the red eyes, and you guys, he's black. The Jewish people are black people, like Kanye was right.
So I know this is a lot to process. I know that it is a lot to just throw at you at one time. I know you've heard it being said by Kyrie Irving. He didn't even say it, he just posted it. I know you've heard it through different celebrities, not just Kanye and Kyrie. You've got Kendrick Lamar. You have a lot of people, and all of us, as mentioned in the video, did not come by way of the Atlantic slave trade. Some of us were already here, our cousins, and that's what you will find out when you do the appropriate research in finding who we are and the importance of that. We cannot rely on America to save us. I do support reparations. No, I'm not a Democrat, but I do believe that this country would not be, I know for a fact that this country would not be what it is if it were not for us coming over here against our will to build up a country. And as you will find out as you do your research, your certified research, your credible research, you will also find out that this is not the only country that we've built. And if you want to find out why we are in this situation, again, I advise you to look at the documentary of the pieces that I've taken out for this particular video and actually study that and let that be your foundation as you get started on this journey. It is very important that we teach our children, and I'm not just talking about the children in your household. It is very important that we wake up and that we come out of this. That's the only way we're going to be saved. I'm going to always be for reparations. I'm always be for that, but I'm not looking for that to save us. It don't look like we're going to get there. What we have to do as a people is get on one accord. When I go out and I see people, I look at everybody with love. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your sexual orientation or preference is. I treat everyone with love because that's what I am required to do. But when it comes down to my people, I look at them as if they are my brothers and sisters. And you know how protective and particular we are when it comes down to our brothers and sisters. All this hate, all this drama that we seem to love amongst ourselves, we got to let that go. And we got to look to a better tomorrow, because it's possible and it's going to happen. It's prophecy. But you got to find out what that prophecy is all about and why we are in the current situation. That's actually going to be a video that I'm working on now. Again, if you like this video and if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Share, because each one teach one. I believe in that. Again, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.